制でおります。したがって株主の皆様にはいただきます。株主の皆様が私ども日産のオーナーです。皆さんに私ども取り組みにご理解をいただきたいと思います。私どもの願い、私どもの願い、私どもの恐れ、私どもの壁、私どもの成果をご理解いただくためです。
I didn't have that kind of strong image about Mr. Ghosn. I just saw him a couple of times on TV. I mean, he looked strict and stern. I mean, that was the only image that I had about him. So I wasn't really particularly not moved. Oh, of course, I was happy to receive this offer, but I didn't have any particular strong desire to be an interpreter for him. I mean, it's, of course, before knowing about him, but so that was the background. At the end of the session, Mr. Ghosn came to me and he shook hands and he said, "Good job." But I thought it was a lip service, sort of. He was just being nice. So I didn't have any strong impression or nothing. I just thought, oh, okay, so it was smooth. I mean, at least I didn't screw up. And I was happy outside the meeting room. And then this HR executive told me that, you know what? Mr. Ghosn likes you because he says you did a good job. And I said, it must be a lip service. But he said, no, Mr. Ghosn is very honest. He never does a lip service. So I thought, is that so? I really doubt it. But on the following day, I was officially assigned to the secretariat. So it was true.
人々がこれを見て楽しめると思います。どうやって創業したのかな、どんな車が昔出したのかなって。
So now you can drive this car.
じゃあ運転できるんですよ。でもね。
I'm all ears when I'm interpreting. And in fact, when you talk about what I really look for when I'm interpreting or translating, it's more for the audience rather than the speaker. Because, for example, if the audience it consists of a general public, I mean, I should be more descriptive in translation. For example, I mean, just a simple example, if someone says if NP 88, I mean, I have to say Nissan Power 88 rather than an abbreviation. Or when it comes to, like, if we go to, maybe if the audience consists of elderly people, I try to use a correct Japanese translation rather than katakanas and all these Western languages.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. You got this car before me. I asked for the SEMA. They said, no, customers first. You get the car after. Which is no.
So more than the speaker, I think about the audience. Well, I mean, there are things that I can't disclose. So, okay, physically, what made my life hard was when we went to Fuji Speedway. And we were in this VIP room, and there was a race going on at the track, and you know how noisy it is. And we had this media interview, one-on-one, and there was this reporter in front of us, and he was speaking in Japanese. I mean, I couldn't hear what he was saying because he says, well, Nissan made a sharp boom. And the Nissan revival plan was accomplished, boom. So, as you know, I do this simultaneous interpretation rather than consecutive one. So this reporter was shouting into my ear while I was shouting into the ears of Mr. Ghosn, and I'm sure I'm one of the few people who shouted into Mr. Ghosn's ears. So that was physically the most difficult session that I ever experienced. I think it's my nature. I mean, when I'm interpreting, especially for Mr. Ghosn, and as you may know, Mr. Ghosn is a passionate speaker. So I'm really concentrated on conveying his feeling, his enthusiasm, his passion. And when I try to do that, I tend to kind of mimic what he's doing. So if he says, okay, there are 3 important factors, and I say, okay, there are 3 important factors. I'm nervous. So
please. Don't be nervous. No, this should be a very nice event. I don't want you to be nervous. You know, I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very glad to get to know you, because I love people who perform for their company, and you are all being selected because you are high performers. So I'm very glad to be here, and I'm eager to listen to you. Don't be nervous.
In fact, I do have one for the general meeting of the shareholders and the year-end earnings announcement. I usually buy a brand new suit. And I'll wear the new suit, and I feel confident. And in front of the mirror, I tell myself, I'll be fine. I can do my job. I'm perfect. That's the ritual I do. I think it's chemistry. I assume that he doesn't find me bothersome. Because see, when we go on this business trip in Japan, and I usually accompany him on the business trip in Japan, and I'm following him everywhere except for restroom. So if he feels uncomfortable with me, I don't think he would have kept me for so long. So I think that it's a chemistry or click, sort of, if I may.
Datsun, a smaller car developed under the name Datsun.
And that's the small car. Well, it's good, because now Datsun is the small Nissan car.
That's just origin.
That's the origin.
So, and it's both on both sides, I believe. I mean, I feel very comfortable close to him, and I hope Mr. Ghosn feels the same.